Hello Walking Dead fans, this is Solid Dave Snake, and I'm bringing you a special video this time on my top 5 favorite Walking Dead TV series action figures that have been made to this point thus far. And the 5 you see in front of you are not my top 5. If this was a top 10, these be in my top 10. They are the honorable mentions, the ones that narrowly missed the top 5, and it being the new Charred Zombie that was in this Series 5. I love the translucent effect they have with this zombie. And the Wells Zombie right here from Series 2. I really love that body splitting action and thought that that was a great design for a zombie. And then 3 survivors. The Carl up front, he was really good from Series 4. I liked that we finally got a Carl figure, and him having that removable hat and his silenced pistol that came with Tyrese really give him a good look. And I love the design of the very first TV series, Rick Grimes. I know the Series 1 figures weren't the best likeness, but this one just kind of holds a certain nostalgia to that first season of the show that I really like, and just like that overall design of him in the officer uniform. And then lastly, Andrea from Series 4. I think that she is a really good design for female characters in these Walking Dead action figures. I thought they really nailed the actress's likeness, and she had some good accessories too. So these are my honorable mentions. They just narrowly missed the top 5. And before I actually get into my top 5, as I'm putting these away, I want to ask you guys, my subscribers, what are your top 5 favorite action figures in this TV series line? And also, 2 groups on Facebook that share my videos a lot. I want to ask you guys, what are your top 5? And I'm talking about The Walking Dead Group 360 and The Walking Dead action figures and memorabilia, which I am actually an administrator on. So if you haven't checked out these pages before, I will put links in the description below, and go ahead and go over and check out those sites. I think a lot of my subscribers would like them. The Walking Dead 360 has daily programming from TV discussions to comic book discussions, and The Walking Dead action figures and memorabilia is kind of self-explanatory. So if you like my channel, you'll probably like these Facebook pages, so go ahead and check them out. But we'll get right into it now with my number 5 favorite Walking Dead action figure off the TV series is the only zombie on my list, the Riot Gear zombie from the Series 4. And this is definitely the best zombie in my eyes that has been done to date. It is the most articulated, coming in at 20 points of articulation, which is a lot for these McFarlane zombies. And the design is based off of the Season 3 opening episode, Seed, whenever the survivors breached the prison and came across these Riot Gear zombies. And the overall Riot Gear design on the whole body is very detailed. I think they really nailed that Riot Gear look they had going on in the show. And there was actually another zombie in this series, the Gas Mask Riot Gear zombie, which is pretty much the same thing. There's little differences on them. If you go back and check my review on them, you'll see it. But most of these zombies come with gimmicks, and this one has a gimmick that really makes sense. In the episode, Maggie was the one that found out how to kill these zombies by getting underneath those helmets, and there's a little slot to fit that machete right in the neck, which I thought was a simple yet really great gimmick to add to a zombie toy. Nothing too over the top, but just neat enough to really help out in dioramas, and just a neat little feature. and his visor will also flip down as well. So really nice zombie figure, definitely the best one in my eyes that they have made to this point. So he's coming in at number 5. And number 4, from Series 3, we have our very first Michonne that we are getting. And they haven't announced a new Michonne yet, but this is based off the look of how she first appeared in the show when she had her zombie pets, which was another big selling point for this figure in that Series 3. You could also get her zombie pets too, which was really nice for posing with her. But she comes with a removable poncho. It's real flexible and easy to work with. So you get 2 different looks out of her, which I really like whenever they do that with these figures, give them multiple looks. And she comes with her katana and her sheath for it. And in likeness, it is very close to Danai Gurira, the actress that plays her. This was really, to me, the first Walking Dead line that really started, or series, that really started catching the likeness to the actors very well, was that Series 3 with Michonne and Merle. And she's definitely got the detail there. Her overall design, like I said, it's off of how when she first appeared, with the little jacket and pink undershirt. It's a lot of detail going on with her, and she was pretty highly articulated too, coming in with 22 points of articulation. And I love this character in the comics and show too. So she makes number 4 on my list. And moving on from there, coming in at number 3, also from Series 3, is Merle Dixon. And if I can get him to stand, there we go. I really love this figure and was really looking forward to him when he first came out. And he did not disappoint whatsoever. This one, even more so than the Michonne in the series, caught the likeness to the actor, Michael Rooker, even more impressively than with the Michonne in my book. I think this may be the overall best likeness in the face of any of the toys that they have done thus far. If I get in closer, you can really see the detail in Michael Rooker's likeness to this figure. And they did come out with another version of this Merle in the Daryl Dixon 2-pack, but this was the original and kind of holds a bigger spot to in my collection to me personally than the other one. But they're both great. The only difference being a black shirt and a little bit of different paint detail on the face. But I love the design of this one. This one comes in at 22 points of articulation, same as the Michonne in this wave. And I think Merle was just one of those characters that really translates well into an action figure with his kind of cartoony prosthetic knife arm. And he really came with some nice accessories too, with his 1911 that fits in the holster right there in his hip, and the M16, and he came with another knife just like the one on his prosthetic hand as well. So he came with some nice accessories as well. So Merle holds the number 3 spot for me. And coming in at number 2, we have from the newest series, Series 5, Glenn Rhee. And this is a great example of how to do actors' likenesses great on action figures as well. I really think they catch Stephen Young's likeness almost as well as they caught Michael Rooker's on Merle. That really looks like Glenn, even in the alternate head that he has that's all beat up. It looks just like Stephen Young. And he comes in with an impressive 26 points of articulation in Series 5, they started adding in these wrist swivels right here. So he's pretty much got all the same kind of articulation Michonne and Merle had, plus these points right here on the wrist. And I really like the choice for costume that they went with this Glenn. They could have went with the first season, and they could always go back to that with him wearing the baseball cap. But with this look, it pretty much covers his entire Season 3 likeness. With being able to remove that bulletproof vest, it's just a nice version of Glenn. And he came with a ton of accessories. The pipe that he's holding, he came with an assault rifle with a sling, knife in his sheath, and pistol in his holster, and of course that alternate beat-up head. Definitely probably one of the better accessorized figures to be made so far by these Walking Dead TV series action figures. So finally, we move on to number 1. And if you haven't guessed it yet, it is another figure from Series 5. And he's going to come riding in on style. Daryl Dixon with his motorcycle. And wow, where to even begin on this figure? If you haven't seen my review on it yet, check it out. I go into good detail on it. But McFarlane did about everything right with this figure. From likeness to design, articulation. Daryl is just what I want to see moving forward in these Walking Dead action figure lines. The formula they used with him, I want them to stick with moving forward. Oh, but what about me, Daryl? I've got a string of squirrels and a crossbow, and I'm worth over $200 in the package. But can you do this? Very, very articulated. Definitely outdoes that first Daryl. Being able to do splits and just being able to sit down, which is something that I've been wanting from these Walking Dead action figures for a long time, is a huge plus. So he definitely holds my number 1 spot. And a lot of people have complained about his likeness in the face. I personally think it's pretty good. I know the hairpiece is a separate piece, and if it wasn't put on right by the manufacturers, it kind of looks wrong if it's not in place like it is on mine, and makes them look Mexican or Mongolian. But mine was on right, so I've got no complaints with mine and the likeness. I think it's perfect. And the choice for design with the outfit, with giving us the version with the biker vest with the angel wings, I think is just great to finally get that. And he comes with, let's see, 29 points of articulation total. So with what they've done with him with the articulation, I want to see moving forward from Series 6 on. So, alright guys, that's my top 5 favorite Walking Dead TV series action figures. And I appreciate you watching. Let me know your top 5. And stay tuned. Alright guys, bye.